about this new AI agent called MANUS. And I'm trying it out. I just did my second prompt, and I worked with the Grok AI engine to create the prompt. And I went into voice mode and I just started talking, and I was like, I want this and I want that. And then I said, I want Manus to do all the work, but I want you to come up with the initial prompt. And I tried to describe everything to the Grok engine. I was just talking and talking. So now I submitted the prompt to Manus, and now Manus is over there reporting like what it's doing, you know. And it's in a Linux environment. This is all new to me. Today's the first day I've even messed with this, but it creates like a README, and it's got its own operating system. I mean, this is stuff that anybody generally, in my opinion, could have guessed is going to happen, but I just haven't tried Manus yet for whatever reason. I haven't tried Manus yet. I saw a thing where it showed the Manus AI, and it was a bunch of cell phones, and they're going and surfing websites and like doing stuff in real time. So it's a different kind of an agent. But as I'm using it and I'm seeing what it's doing, I'm like, wow, this is pretty exciting. And so yeah, I was compelled to go live because that's just my style. I'm just like, I'm gonna go live. I don't plan to go live. That's what makes it fun for me. But one of the things I was telling it, like, you have like, okay, we give it a name and what's it gonna do. And I was telling it, talking about my little voice mode conversation with Grok. I was telling it like, I want to make an app that you could just kind of like load the app and start talking, and just like anybody could just make money, you know? So I came up with an idea to kind of fit those constraints. And it's like a hyperbolic thing. It's like, it's kind of like that rags to riches kind of idea. You just get like any old Joe and they just like load up your app and then they just start talking to it. And it's like gamifies, but you just talk to it, and then if you do it right, it starts making money. It's almost like live streaming, but take all the complicated parts out. Because I used to do live streaming on Twitter when it was Periscope. I had a couple of times I had over 1,000 followers, and I had people listening live, and I used to do that stuff all the time. But most people can't do that. You find out once you do a number of live broadcasts that it's not as easy as you thought it was. And you got to stick to it, and you got to have all the time. Well, anyways, but wouldn't it be nice if instead you could just like, you know, run an app and get real-time feedback instead of from people that are watching your live? You would get real-time feedback from AI, and it would steer you into money, essentially. So I'm going to use like the Microsoft 1.58B model in real time with 11 instances running in real time. This is what Manus is supposed to be creating for me. And then each of those is supposed to make like a graph according to G2G is the common thing. So all of this is like, gutter to gold, but it's all like different memes of are you hitting that vibe? But there's like 11 different dimensions of G2G that all mean, going from rags to riches. And it just graphs that stuff out with a 1.58-bit Microsoft, the super fast model, right? So you run 11 AI agents that are all just graphing out these vibes. And it would be implemented, what are you vibing to? That'll be the secret sauce, like the 11 herbs and spices of the KFC recipe. But it's got all these 11s, like 11 dimensions of the quantum realms that I recently learned about, and 11 yo. So there's a lot of 11 in this stuff, some 11 app. But we're gonna see what Manus can do. You try and dream up these crazy freaking ideas. That's probably the craziest idea I could come up with, is make an app where you just load it up and you talk to your phone and it just graphs out like what's the probability you're vibing on that thing that's gonna make money. And like you just real time, you just start making money. That would be the killer app, right? Everybody's like, if you try this app, you just talk to your phone and it just starts graphing out and you can start vibing and making money. Yeah, it sounds like a scam, but that's what I asked it to do. And it kind of makes sense, kind of makes sense. But, it's kind of over there working right now. And I thought, well, I would just go live since my agent is working for me. Look at this, my my car's got all kinds of. I need to. I need to pop the battery out of this car. Is what I need to do. I shared this video. This guy said that pretty much AI is going to take all the jobs except the most advanced specialized software jobs. So I figured I better learn to do the most advanced software because all the heavy lifting is going to be done by agents. And you gotta keep current with the technology. So I don't know. I'll probably end up with just running like two 1.58B models in parallel and graphing something out. But if I could feed video into one system, I should be able to split the video into multiple 1.58B models and do something that is something akin to like different, a brain has different parts to it. So the idea here is that you would have 11 different dimensions of something that's akin to a brain. And what it's evaluating with that 1.58B model is based on input video. And so then the idea there is that with AI assistance, it could understand you from video, what you're doing so well that it could just steer you into the money. I mean, it'd be like playing a slot machine that's rigged for you to win. And I mean, it seems like the best way to usher in a new economy is just to have everybody winning. Hey, Gary Live, what's up, bro? Yeah, I was just telling everybody. I'm doing MANUS for the first time today, so that's what's up over here. So it's kind of like MANUS. It's like putting something in the oven. You're gonna cook a pot roast for 8 hours, and you just hope it does all the work. But I don't know. It's the honeymoon stage with this new AI engine. What have you been up to? Gary Live. I'm looking at your icon and stuff. Yeah, I haven't done lives in a while, man. And right now I'm just doing like one phone. I think later I'll probably have more of a technical setup. But I haven't even turned my computers on for a year except to do my taxes. And not because of any problems. It's just I'm retired. And I got a couple of dogs. You want yeah. There's a couple people that came in. I don't know. Where are my dogs, man? I'm starting to get worried now. I'm gonna have to end this live. I don't even know where my dogs are.